How would you feel if you didn't achieve what you really set out to achieve? I'd like you to go to that place today. You know, our society has placed a lot of importance on achievement. Ask yourself, are the things that you are set out to achieve more worthy than you are? You know, this is something that I have been recently challenged with. My business has started expanding. Things have started happening for me naturally. So, where does your identity lie? Who are you really? Because we've forgotten that we are natural creators, we go into a mode of competition and comparison. And this is where a lot of people are experiencing deep stress, anxiety, and frustration in their lives. Your worthiness should never be tied to the achievements that you have in your life. I am worthy regardless how much money I make, how many clients I onboard, how many people I'm able to serve has nothing to do with my worthiness. So when you are trying to create something better for yourself, but if you feel that you aren't worthy until you get there, then that creates an unconscious inner resistance in you. It makes the process slower or it completely blocks the process. How would you feel if you didn't achieve what you really set out to achieve? I'd like you to go to that place today. You know, our society has placed a lot of importance on achievements. Now, I'm not here to say that you shouldn't achieve and you shouldn't go for what it is that you desire. But my message today here is about, we tend to put money and other material things that we are setting out to achieve on a pedestal. So really ask yourself, are the things that you are set out to achieve more worthy than you are? You know, this is something that I have been recently challenged with, because as we speak, I am personally undergoing a process that is teaching me how to see everything beyond what we are set out to achieve. And believe me, this is something that has put me to rest, because my business has started expanding. Things have started happening for me naturally. You know, because society and our environment has put so much importance on who you become based on what you achieve, right? Our identity is tied to what we are achieving. Now, haven't you noticed, it's like, you know, when you walk into a room of, let's say, millionaires, and if you don't happen to be part of their circle, none of them might probably even speak to you, because they don't know you, they don't identify you with them, right? So where does your identity lie? Who are you really? And you know, here's the thing, that because we've forgotten that we are natural creators, that we are natural manifestors, we go into a mode of competition and comparison. And this is where a lot of people are experiencing deep stress, anxiety, and frustration in their lives, because they have forgotten their original power. So, do you realize how powerful you really are, right? And the one thing that I teach my clients is about getting into a place called their energetic blueprint that helps them release the layers and the patterns that have been programmed into them, that is making them operate the way they're operating, right? So if you are somebody who feels like, you know, you have to work too hard to prove yourself, if you have to keep chasing too much in order to get certain things done, or you have to be able to earn a certain amount of money to feel like you are worthy, then this is something you might want to look into. You might want to look into something called the low self-worth pattern that's running in your energetic blueprint. Now, again, I want to mention that everybody, to a large or a small extent, runs the low self-worth pattern. It's just that everybody's extent is different. A very good example is, now it's very obvious that for somebody who's not where they want to be in their life, right, in terms of maybe the amount of money, the amount of wealth, you know, the material achievements that they want, so they want a certain lifestyle, so it's obvious that they're going to work towards it, right? But then there are those people who are already born in a wealthy family, but they take up a certain stance and say that, Dad, I'm going to make sure that I prove myself to you that I can do it. I can run the business the way you are. I can run your legacy. I can take over. Now, this is not something that is going to be said out, you know, explicitly and verbally, right? But it comes out from the energy filled that is already been patterned into this person. So, think of a family that's very wealthy, and then there are the heirs or the people who inherit, who take over the business or who take over the family legacy. So there is a very inherent, a very obvious expectation that they are going to continue running the business the way it's expected to be. So these people, when they grow up, the sons or the daughters, whoever they are, they inherently already have this in their energetic blueprint, and they feel like they aren't worthy enough until they're able to prove to their predecessors that they're going to be able to run the business the way they're expected to. So this is what society has filled us with, that we must keep doing more in order to prove our worthiness. And that's why I'm asking you, can you go to that place and just sit with yourself for a few seconds and imagine everything that you ever wanted? What if any of that never happened? Would you still feel worthy? So really ask yourself, are you tying your worthiness to whatever it is that you're set out to achieve? Is it based on the achievements and the to-do lists that you have on a day-to-day basis? And how would you feel on a day when you actually achieve nothing? Would you feel that you're still worthy, right? So this is the message I'm trying to pass here through this video today, that your worthiness should never be tied to the achievements that you have in your life. Because you as a spirit, we are all spirits having a human experience on this earth. You as a spirit are already whole, full and complete. You're already worthy. So what I have learned in my journey through the business that I am doing, now that I help female business owners get paying clients without stress and anxiety, without chasing, I have realized that I am worthy regardless of getting an X number of clients or not in a particular month, in a particular week, in a particular year. How much money I make, how many clients I onboard, how many people I'm able to serve has nothing to do with my worthiness. I'm already worth inherently in the sense of where I have come from, right? I'm already whole, full and complete. And again, what happens is that when we try to tie everything with our worthiness, when we say that I'm only going to feel worthy if I achieve this, that actually creates a block in the process of creation. So when you are trying to create something better for yourself, but if you feel that you aren't worthy until you get there, then that creates an unconscious inner resistance in you to getting to where it is that you want. It makes the process slower, or it completely blocks the process. So what I want you to understand today is that your worthiness is not defined by what it is that you achieve, what it is that you do. And it doesn't even matter what anybody, even the closest people to you, what they say about you to you. Because no matter what it is, you are inherently worthy. So if you are a female business owner who wants to explore this further, who wants to learn how to get paying clients from a place of worthiness without chasing and without anxiety, do get in touch with us so we can help you do that.